His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa today sent a cable of congratulations to the United Arab Emirates President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, on the UAE's 52nd National Day. His Majesty commended the development achieved by the UAE in various fields and its advanced status in the international arena, wishing His Majesty the United Arab Emirates and its people further progress, prosperity, and under His Highness' leadership. His Majesty the King expressed pride in the deep-rooted relations and strategic ties between the two countries. His Majesty also stated the keenness to further strengthen and develop these relations, which were established by forefathers, and to continue to develop cooperation and coordination to achieve common interests and goals. His Majesty sent a similar cable to UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and to the Minister of the Presidential Court of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa participated in the opening session of the summit of the 28th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28, which was held at Expo City, Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Upon his arrival at the Dubai Exhibition Center, His Majesty was received by President of the United Arab Emirates, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres.
مرحبا بكم في حفل افتتاح القمة العالمية للعمل المناخي في كوب 28. يسعدنا أن نرحب بكم في مسرح الواحة بمدينة إكسبو في دبي.
أصحاب الجلالة والفخامة والسمو، أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، معالي الأمين العام للأمم المتحدة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أرحب بكم جميعاً في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وفي مؤتمر كوب 28، وأشكركم على حضور هذه القمة. يأتي اجتماعنا اليوم في وقت يواجه فيه العالم تحديات عديدة، ومن أهمها تغيير المناخ وانعكاساته التي تؤثر على جميع جوانب الحياة. الحضور الكريم، دولة الإمارات لديها سجل حافل في العمل المناخي. لقد قمنا على مدى العقود الماضية ببناء قدرات في الطاقة المتجددة النظيفة، ووضعنا مساراً وطنياً للوصول إلى الحياد المناخي عام 2050، والتزمنا بخفض الانبعاثات بنسبة 40% بحلول عام 2030، واستثمرنا بما يقارب من 100 مليار دولار وتموين العمل المناخي، مع التركيز على الطاقة الجديدة والنظيفة. كما نعتزم باستثمار حوالي 130 مليار دولار إضافية في السنوات السبع القادمة إن شاء الله. حضورنا الكريم، عندما التزمنا باستضافة كاب 28 التزمنا أيضاً بجمع العالم لكي نتحد ونعمل وننجز، ونعمل على تسريع انتقال العالم إلى النمو الاقتصادي المستدام. لطالما كان نقص التموين من أكبر العوائق أمام تقدم العمل المناخي العالمي. لذلك يسرني الإعلان عن إنشاء صندوق بقيمة 30 مليار دولار يسرني الإعلان عن إنشاء صندوق بقيمة 30 مليار دولار للحلول المناخية على مستوى العالم، والذي تم تصميمه لسد فجوة التمويل المناخي وتيسير الحصول عليه بتكلفة مناسبة. كذلك يهدف الصندوق إلى تحفيز جمع واستثمار 250 مليار دولار بحلول عام 2030. حضور الكريم، قبل أن أختتم كلمتي اسمحوا لي أن أروي لكم قصة قائد آمن بحب الأرض واحترام الطبيعة وصون مواردها، وعمل يد بيد مع شعبه لرعاية هذه الأرض الطيبة، مدركاً أن الثروة الحقيقية للدول تكمن في أبنائها. وإنجازاتنا اليوم تشهد على عمل بناء مستقبل أكثر إشراقاً إن شاء الله. أيها السادة، إنه الوالد الشيخ زايد طيب الله ثراه مؤسس الدولة، رمز حضارتها وباني نهضتها وصانع ماضيها وحاضرها ومستقبلها. شكراً.
أصحاب الجلالة وأصحاب السمو والفخامة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. نحن نرحب بكم جميعا في بلدكم دولة الأمارات، ونرحب بالوفود كلها اللي حضرت من أجل مؤتمر المناخ. نحمد الله ونشكره على ما أنعم علينا وحبانا بنعمة الأرض. حقيقة نحن بالنسبة لنا في دولة الأمارات ما يعتبر موضوع حماية البيئة مجرد شعار، بل هو في الواقع جزء لا يتجزأ من تاريخنا وتراثنا وحياتنا.
All the effort that's been made here, things are going in the wrong direction.
We are in the fight of our lives and we are losing.
There are too many things dividing our world at this moment.
His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa delivered a speech at the summit of the 28th session of the Conference of the Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28, held in Dubai. The United Arab Emirates, which stated, "In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, His Highness, dear brother, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the Sisterly United Arab Emirates, Your Majesties, Excellencies and Highnesses, His Excellency the Secretary General of the United Nations, distinguished attendees, may the peace, blessings and mercy of God be upon you. We are pleased to be with you in this important conference to follow up on our joint commitments and pledges to address the challenges threatening our climate security for the sake of a future in which humanity enjoys prosperity and sustainability. The goal of improving the lives of communities by overcoming the effects of climate change is a long-term goal, and we will be able to achieve it only through our collective cooperation, so that we are together in the direction of the desired change. The Kingdom of Bahrain continues to implement its initiatives to contribute significantly to enhancing environmental security in the region and the world, and affirms its commitment to reducing emissions by 30% by 2035 and achieving carbon neutrality in 2060. We announce National Action Plan Blueprint Bahrain to achieve carbon neutrality through 3 tracks: low carbon economy, climate change adaptation, and creating sustainable opportunities in the new green economy. In this regard, we recently launched a national energy strategy, a $750 million climate technology fund, and established the Safa carbon offsetting platform. Its revenues will be directed to finance regional and international projects specialized in this field. We invite all interested scientists and business owners to come to our country, which is characterized by integrated infrastructure, highly responsive systems, and skilled human resources to experience energy solutions and their prospects. We express our full support for the COP28 Declaration on Climate, Relief, Recovery and Peace, which we hope will contribute to establishing just and comprehensive peace in the Middle East and the world. The COP28 declaration prioritizes the urgent need for the Palestinian people to be guaranteed the most basic elements of a decent life, while removing the reasons for conflict, ending the ongoing war in the Gaza Strip, and striving seriously to rebuild Gaza in preparation for the establishment of their independent state in accordance with the two-state solution. In conclusions, we express our deep appreciation for the pioneering efforts undertaken by the UAE to support international commitments to achieve climate goals with policies that are sensitive to all and do not exclude anyone and are not specific to one geographical region. We extend our sincere wishes for the success of this conference. May the peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa delivered a speech at the summit of the 28th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28, held in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. The President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, stressed that the presence of leaders at the COP28 conference confirms their commitment and ambition to overcome climate challenges. He pointed to the importance of affirming the principles of equity, just transition, and shared responsibility. President Sisi reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to addressing the challenge of climate change, calling for global support and sincere cooperation for the United Arab Emirates to ensure historic outcomes from the Dubai conference, emphasizing our resolve and capability to save and protect planet Earth for the future of our children and grandchildren, generation after generation. His Majesty King Abdullah II Ibn al-Hussein, King of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, during his speech at the COP28 conference, called on the international community to shed light on climate changes in countries suffering from the scourge of conflict. The Jordanian monarch stressed the need for climate response to be inclusive of the most vulnerable, including Palestinians that were severely impacted by the war on Gaza. Populations around the world that are affected by conflict and poverty, and refugee families and host communities in the region and beyond, highlighting Jordan's key climate-related projects. King Abdullah said that the National Water Conveyance project in Jordan will rely on renewable energy. The British monarch King Charles has warned that the world remains dreadfully far off track in key climate targets and called for meaningful King Charles told the heads of state, heads of the government and business and climate delegates at Expo City Dubai that nature was being taken into dangerous, uncharted territory by human activity and called for nature positive change.
Decades later, and despite all the attention, there is 30% more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere now than there was back then, and almost 40% more methane. Some important progress has been made, but it worries me greatly that we remain so dreadfully far off track, as the Global Stocktake report demonstrates so graphically. The dangers are no longer distant risks. I have seen across the Commonwealth and beyond countless communities which are unable to withstand repeated shocks, whose lives and livelihoods are laid waste by climate change. Surely, real action is required to stem the growing toll of its most vulnerable victims.
العام 2023 هو بالفعل
For his part, President of the Federal Republic of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, expressed during his speech that temperatures during the current year witnessed a noticeable increase. He stressed that this requires collective action to confront climate challenges. He said that the planet is tired of climate agreements and goals that were not fulfilled, adding that the climate financing to the poor countries never comes. He stressed that the world needs concrete action and challenged the participants, saying how many world leaders are in fact committed to saving the planet. And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged world leaders at the COP28 climate summit to plan for a future without fossil fuels, saying there was no other way to curb global warming. Guterres in his speech urged the countries of the world to work hard to transition to renewable energy and reduce greenhouse gases, praising the decision to activate the Loss and Damage Fund that was approved on the first day of the conference. The UN Secretary General said this year witnessed record emissions, ferocious fires and deadly droughts. He warned that humanity's fate is hanging in the balance, adding that world leaders must act now to end the climate catastrophe. In the efforts of saving Earth, about 198 countries are meeting in the United Arab Emirates, specifically in Expo City in Dubai, under the umbrella of the Conference of the Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28. On the first day of its launch, the conference achieved one of its most important goals by adopting a global climate fund to contribute to meeting the needs of developing countries exposed to the repercussions of climate change. The UAE has prepared the means necessary for the event's success, which is held under the slogan, "We Unite, Work and Achieve." It has prepared a rich agenda of events and has made exceptional efforts to produce positive results and lead a global dialogue to bring about qualitative shifts in the level of collective climate action in the largest and most important forum of its kind in the world. His Majesty King Mohammed bin Isa Al Khalifa met today with the President of the Republic of Hungary, Katalin Novak, on the sidelines of the 28th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, COP28, hosted by the United Arab Emirates. His Majesty the King reviewed the close bilateral ties with the Hungarian President and discussed cooperation in various vital sectors, especially in the economic, commercial, investment, education, development, environmental and energy. The two sides affirmed the importance of developing cooperation frameworks and benefiting from the expertise and investment opportunities in both countries. His Majesty commended the numerous successes and achievement of Hungary in all fields, especially in the field of sustainable development. During the meeting, they also exchanged views on regional and international developments and topics of common interest, in addition to reviewing the topics on the agenda of COP28. The two sides expressed their thanks and appreciation to the United Arab Emirates for its efforts in hosting this important goal conference and supporting its success. They stressed the importance of strengthening international cooperation in order to find effective and sustainable solutions to common global challenges, particularly accelerating efforts for climate action, sustainable development, and economic prosperity to build a better future for all humanity. The President of the Republic of Hungary expressed her thanks and appreciation to His Majesty the King for his keenness on strengthening bilateral relations with her country. She also commended His Majesty's leading global humanitarian initiatives aimed at promoting human values of coexistence, tolerance, cooperation, and dialogue between different cultures. The President also expressed her interest in further developing bilateral relations between Hungary and Bahrain. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa arrived in the United Arab Emirates on an official visit at the invitation of the UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to participate in the 28th Conference of the Parties, COP28, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Upon arrival, His Majesty the King was received by the Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and two countries' ambassadors, as well as a number of recipients. Upon the arrival, His Majesty the King made a statement in which he expressed thanks and gratitude to the President of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, for his invitation to participate in COP28. His Majesty hailed the UAE's efforts and preparations to host the international conference, providing impetus to achieve success in addressing one of today's most pressing global challenges related to human life, livelihood, progress, and the future. His Majesty wished that the global summit will result in reaching innovative and equitable solutions to climate change and its impact. His Majesty the King expressed pride in the strength and development of relations between the two countries and their people, which have consolidated over the course of history based on kinship and a shared destiny and mutual interest. He affirmed the ongoing commitment to continue building on the successful efforts to develop and enhance cooperation to achieve the interests of the two countries and their people. His Majesty the King also expressed thanks and appreciation to the UAE and its leadership for their tangible efforts to strengthen international efforts to address global challenges and harness all efforts to remedy their implications on humanity and its development process. His Majesty wished the UAE success in its endeavors. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa had departed to the United Arab Emirates to head Bahrain's delegation at the 28th Conference of the Parties, COP28, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, held in Dubai at the invitation of the President of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. In other news, on the occasion of Bahraini Women's Day celebrated on the 1st of December, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa made a statement in which he affirmed that dedicating a national day to celebrate Bahraini women stems from His Majesty's keenness on this occasion being a national gesture to express thanks, appreciation and gratitude for the continuous efforts and contributions of women to the national building and the national civilizational process, to mark their honorable position as a partner in the national development and as a main source of stability and safety in the Bahraini society that supports its women and takes pride in their achievements in all service fields. His Majesty stated that the results achieved by Bahraini women alongside men in Bahrain's modern development and their excellent performance proved that celebrating their efforts is a national honoring that highlights their achievements and contributions to reality as part of the national gains. His Majesty the King hailed the vital and honourable role of the Supreme Council for Women, led by Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, and the contributions of the members of its General Secretariat. He expressed appreciation for their efforts, which contributed to the advancement of the kingdom with positive reflection on its status and leadership at the global level in light of Bahraini women's rights and their progress. His Majesty said that throughout the course of its institutional work, the Supreme Council for Women had been able to translate our vision of the advancement and progress of Bahraini women, and it has become a blessed fruit of the reform project that has given Bahraini women the status of full citizenship thanks to the efforts which are at an integral component in the process of modernization and development. In conclusion, His Majesty reiterated appreciation and gratitude to the Bahraini woman as she carries out the duty of national and family service, expressing sincere congratulations on her renewed achievement that shine with their lights in the sky of ambition and progress side by side with her brother, the man, as they participate together in creating the present and the future for the dear country. His Majesty also wished Bahraini women continued progress and to remain a symbol of inexhaustible national giving. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a cable of thanks from Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa. In the cable, Her Royal Highness expressed the deepest pride in His Majesty's statement on the occasion of Bahraini Women's Day, which included valuable messages that support Bahraini women as an integral component in the development process. Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika expressed heartfelt gratitude to His Majesty the King for commending the performance of the STW and the landmark achievement of Bahraini women across the various fields. The STW President affirmed that thanks to the unwavering royal care and the support of the civilized Bahraini society, Bahraini women had improved their performance, excelling in all fields of national work and bringing about wide-ranging achievements to the nation. Their Royal Highness Prince Sabika wished His Majesty the King continued health and happiness, as well as further progress and prosperity to the kingdom under His Majesty's leadership. Bahrain celebrates the achievements of Bahraini women, a special day dedicated to them as they have contributed to the comprehensive development process in various fields including medicine, education, engineering, media and many others. They also held many leadership and administrative positions such as ministers, ambassadors, members of the parliament and many other roles that the Bahraini woman always assumes with her exceptional skill. More in this report.
Bahraini women have a long history of outstanding achievements and a long list of success stories. They are openly ambitious and always ready to move forward and carry on the pivotal role that the earlier generations have assumed with confidence. The drive to keep advancing and achieving is fully supported by His Majesty the King, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women. Reem Al-Bastaki is the first Bahraini woman to hold a degree in environment engineering, has been working in the field for 8 years, and has been actively involved in providing solutions toward environmental conservation and protection in the industrial sector.
I am always passionate about science and engineering, so I wanted to specialize in a field where it has a combination of both. So when I stepped upon this degree, I felt it aligns with my values and my personal interests. A lot of people ask me, why would you want to specialize in this field? It's rare. How are you going to help Bahrain? Where are you going to work? So I was like, I really feel excited when I come across a complex challenge. So I wanted to take that challenge, and alhamdulillah, the doors were open for me. As soon as I graduated, I got offers from different industries, and I'm very grateful that I'm working with GPIC at the moment.
Al-Bastaki works in the field of environmental management, where she follows up environmental compliance and emissions in addition to managing liquid waste.
Being in a field that is predominantly male-dominated has been a challenge initially. However, the company has supported me, the management, the leadership, as well as my colleagues have supported me to further excel and grow in this field. And they have equipped me with all the training, they've invested in my professional growth, they've equipped me with all the tools and resources in order I can further excel in this career and give back to the company as well as the community.
In addition to her daily tasks, she actively participates in corporate social responsibility programs where she works as a volunteer in presenting environmental lectures and follows the environmental research programs for school, which the company implements in cooperation with Education Ministry. She also works to follow up on the Green Wave campaign, which is implemented in cooperation with the United Nations Environment Programme. Bahrain celebrates Bahraini Women's Day on the 1st of December of every year, and this year's celebration comes under the theme Women and Comprehensive Development.
On this special occasion, the Bahraini women deserve to celebrate what we have achieved so far and to continue pushing boundaries and excel in our career aspiration and pursue our dreams. I have received a lot of support, and I have to extend my sincere gratitude for Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa for her continuous support towards the Bahraini women. And I have been recognized by the Supreme Council for Women as a testament for women in the field of engineering back in 2017, under the specifically under rare and new emerging specialties. That has actually boosted my confidence and inspired me to continue breaking barriers and paving the way for women in this field. We are fortunate in Bahrain to live in a society where the opportunities are abundant and the sky is truly the limit. The platform and resources are there for us to grow, develop, and pursue our aspiring careers. And I have been very fortunate to work at the Gulf petrochemical industries, where I have received all the support in order to further excel in this career and in this field, which I'm very passionate about. I have also been given the opportunity to be a part of the Bahraini delegation during the Conference of Parties, COP27, and I'm really excited to be also contributing as part of the Bahraini delegation in the COP28. And participating in such global forums and getting involved in discussions about climate change and environmental sustainability at an international level has been very grateful for me, and I have experienced tremendous support from everyone.
Bahraini Women's Day remains a national occasion that highlights the development impact achieved by women and introduces their success stories in a way that reflects positively on the comprehensive development indicators. Reporting for Bahrain International, this is Fatma Najm.
The Crown Prince and Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, today sent a cable of congratulations to the President of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, on the 52nd anniversary of the UAE's National Day. His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, commended the development witnessed by the UAE in various fields and its position among the international community. His Royal Highness extended his wishes to the UAE and his people of further progress and prosperity under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister affirmed the Kingdom's commitment to further strengthening the long-standing ties between Bahrain and the UAE, as well as paths of cooperation and joint coordination to achieve common goals. His Royal Highness sent a similar cable to the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and the Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of the Presidential Court of the UAE, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Under the patronage and in the presence of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, President of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Al Khalifa, the Royal Rumble Boxing Tournament was held yesterday, which is organized by the Bahrain Boxing Federation in cooperation with the Bahrain Rugby Club. His Highness Sheikh Khalid extended congratulations to His Majesty the King on the occasion of the Royal Guard team's victory in the championship's title, following winning 6 fights out of 9 against the British Army team. The parachute unit, thus attaining a sports achievement that reflects the advanced level of Bahraini boxing in light of the royal patronage of the sports movement. His Highness praised the performance of the players and also noted the performance presented by the British Army parachute unit team, wishing it better luck in the upcoming competitions and expressing his pride in the close relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and Britain.